Time for the first electric test drive. Well, I'm kidding, but this is what it would sound like. See? No noise. Apart from me. Gonna put all the windows up. Find out if the sunroof still leaks. Let's see what it looks like with the bonnet on. Starting to look like a normal car. I might just put the grille on, see how it looks again. Oh, it's looking like a normal car now. Alright, let's give it a wash. I'm washing the electric car, but it's not an electric car yet. It's looking pretty good inside now. I've taken everything apart, scrubbed it all, put it back together, and then used some dashboard nourishing goo. So everything's looking shiny and clean. Look at that, only 2 pedals. Pretty cool. As you can see, everything's been scrubbed, everything from the carpets and the seats all the way to the ceiling. Hey, there's my sunroof. Not bad for 180 bucks this car, not bad at all. It's another Saturday morning. I start working on Treadia. Still got a lot of things to do before the electric motor arrives, so I'm going to head on down to the auto parts store and grab some bits and pieces. I've got myself some rust killer and some degreaser and general bits and pieces I need for today's work. Oh, and a steering rack boot. I'm going to figure out how to put that on. It'll be interesting. Now, I was hoping I was never going to have to buy oil again, but I thought I may as well replace the oil in the manual gearbox. It probably has never been replaced, so put some nice new oil in there. Right, I'm taking off the wheel so that I can replace the steering rack boot. That's what it's called. Now, I spoke to one guy who said, no, you take off the steering rod at the tie rod end, so I'm guessing the tie rod end is this end? I've heard of a tie rod, but I have no idea what it is. So you can tell that my mechanical knowledge is not that of a mechanic. Now what have we got here? Pull out the split pin from the castellated nut on the ball joint taper pin. Okay. I'm just about to put some more oil in the gearbox. The oil that came out of it was pretty gross. There's a little sample that I've kept. Oh, I drink it all up. Well, the gearbox has now got some fresh oil in it, which is great. And in the meantime, I'm fixing up this rust job here that looks like it has had some repair in the past, so it's probably going to put up a fight. If I never ever have to do this again, it'll still be too soon. Something else I've been meaning to do for a while is to wire up, at the very least, just this plug for the stereo, so that when it does come time to plug in the stereo, it's just going to be a piece of cake. This is the moment of truth. Alright. You ready? Alright! Look at this! Okay, I've given up. I need a ball joint separator apparently, so I'm going to see if I can track one down, then I'll come back to this wheel. Alright, well, we're in Auckland now. Just come up to Auckland from New Plymouth to get some bits and pieces from Pick Apart, which is like a help yourself wrecker's yard. Heaps and heaps of cars in there, just go on in and grab whatever you want, rip it off and don't pay too much for it. I'm a tightwad. I'm at Wash World, but I found out that you can actually use a $1 coin in the $2 slot if you get the right sort of angle on it. Right?
We'll give it a car a wash because it's covered in dead bags.
We're heading south now. You can see the Auckland traffic. I'll leave it to the Aucklanders. We've got my bits for the electric car, so now we're going to head on down. I'll just stop and get some gas first. Every week I dream of getting rid of this bloody petrol car. Every week we get closer to building the electric car to get rid of this. Paying for something I don't want. I've just been to the Warewhare, the warehouse, and now I have a cutting board. You're probably wondering why I have a plastic cutting board. I will show you. The template in the cutting board I'm going to use to fill up the hole where the petrol filler used to be, and I'm going to put this plug here as the recharging socket in the car. Slowly trimming out the template. So give it a few more minutes. So, this piece that I just cut out here, once I've tidied it up, will sit in there, and I'll put the plate, the plugs right there. And it'll eventually look something like that. I have a ball joint separator, so let's give the ball joint one more shot. Alright, ball joint matey, your days are numbered. Right, well, that's out. God, I hope that's supposed to happen. Oh, come on, you spawn of Satan. God, what an evil little piece of metal. Okay, I'm going to have to try a little trick I learnt. See if I can get some movement out of it. This has worked in the past twice. As long as it's done carefully. It's steaming away happily. Let's see if this makes a difference. I did it. I had to go back up to Super Cheap Auto and get some more tools, but I did it in record time too. This is what owning an EV does to your Saturday nights. It's not even an EV. It's a dead V. It's a glider. The roof has just been polished. Just going to buff it all off now. It's not perfect, but it's looking pretty good for a 20-year-old paint job. That kitten cut and polish is good stuff. Still polishing. I'm now prettying up all the wheel arches, giving them a bit of a spray paint. That looks better. You can see the back wheel arch has been done as well. It's looking pretty good. It's using a satin non-reflective paint behind there. Well, coincidentally it is my birthday, so this must be my birthday present. My new CV boot. Now let's go and put it on. This is getting all too familiar. I'm going to have to come back to this. My spanner won't fit. I have to buy another one. I am now heating up the main nut on the CV wheelie thing. So trying to loosen it up because it's bloody tight and I can't get it. So let's give this a shot. Alright, here we go. Bloody hell.
All of the steering wheel. It's not budging.
I might pay someone to do this.
You might have to.
Well, I've given up on trying to replace the CV boot. It's got me completely flummoxed. So I am now just going to sit around here and wait for my electric motor to arrive.